actually a $19.1 billion industry. It's got 4 major categories. It leaves out pet services. But again, pet food's number 1. Animals need food to survive. Then there's supplies, which follows closely second, and pet services, which is in third. And then live animals makes up a very small portion of the industry, and I kind of chose not to focus on that because it doesn't apply as much to our business. So the biggest category, pet food, makes up 45.7% of the industry's revenue. What counts in this is like dry food, canned food, raw food, also treats and supplements. And it's an increasing category, but it's facing the most competition from other outside competitors. So companies like Costco, large grocery stores as Target are starting to take a hold of this marketplace. They're realizing that there's a lot of opportunity there, and they're able to offer really low prices because they buy in bulk, and also convenience of making it a one-stop shop, buy your groceries, buy your dog food. The second largest category is pet supplies. So this one's actually growing more than dog food, and it's maintaining its growth more than food. It makes up 40.6% of the industry's revenue. It includes things like collars, leashes, bowls, kind of all sorts of accessories that you would need for your dog or cat. Independent retailers have had more success in growing this because bigger stores can't offer as much of a selection and more unique products like the smaller stores can in this category. And then the third category that I'm focusing on is pet services. So this makes up for 9% of industry revenue. It includes haircuts, washing, nail trims, dog walking services, different things like that. It's a growing segment with very little external competition. So those bigger stores, they can't offer dog washing, grooming, haircuts, things like that. So that's really good for the growth of this segment. So the industry, it's made up of basically 3 main groups. So there's Petco, which makes up 23% of the industry's revenue. PetSmart, which is 36.8%, and then the other roughly 13,000 businesses that make up the remaining 40.2%. So needless to say, Petco and PetSmart are huge players in the industry. They are pretty much dominating. So Petco, PetSmart operates 1,400 stores. Again, they command 36.8% of the industry's revenue, and in 2015 they were acquired for $8.7 billion by a large capital company. Petco, second largest, they operate 1,400 locations. They make up 23% of the industry's revenue, and they were also recently acquired for $4.6 billion. So both these businesses, they've both recently been acquired. PetSmart was actually a public business originally, and then they were recently taken private. The kind of idea behind that is that both these large capital companies see a lot of growth and potential in those businesses, so they, I guess, capitalized on that opportunity and made a really huge investment in the pet stores industry. So the other 40%, it's made up of a lot of small retailers. There's about 13,000 businesses, and more than 50% of pet stores are non-employers. So just the owner, and maybe his wife or husband, kids, whatever. They're all working there, and they don't have any employees at all. The other 80%, or more than 80%, employ less than 5 workers. So these are all really small, kind of like mom and pop stores that are trying to compete with these industry giants. There's a couple of trends that are influencing the industry that are causing it to grow and will lead to continued growth over the next few years. So the premiumization of products and services, this can kind of be thought of as like high-end things and services. So maybe they don't necessarily make a difference on your dog if they have a really cool, stylish collar or designer brand dog bed, but the owners feel satisfaction from that. They're willing to spend more on it. It's kind of something that's never really been seen before in dentistry. So things like, dyeing of a dog's coat, painting the nails, like I said, a stylish leash and collar. The dog doesn't really know the difference, but the owner gets a lot of joy out of that. The other one of these trends is the dog's humanization of pets. So over the years, dogs have kind of transitioned. Originally, they were outside, your dog's in the backyard, and then they got let in the house. Since then, they've moved to getting their own dog bed, then they're on the couch, and now 71% of dogs frequently sleep in their parents' beds. Also, 91% of pet parents consider their pets as members of the family. So because of those kind of changes in the views of pets by their parents, there's been a lot of concern about diet and exercise. So those are good things for the industry too. People are willing to spend more on foods that are healthier for their pets and treats and things like that. And they're also willing to splurge on services such as dog walking, doggy daycare, things like that to keep their dog healthy and satisfied. So this is a graph that shows the ages of our consumers. Almost half of the consumers in the pet stores industry are over the age of 45. So that was something really interesting to me, being a younger person. I always think of most of our customers as fairly young, and that's who we want to go after, is those types of people. But it's really interesting to see that it's actually a majority of the customers in the industry are going to be close to my parents' age. So there's two target markets. There's the millennials, which are 75 million Americans between the ages of 19 and 35. There's the baby boomers. These are recently the second largest generation. The millennials just overtook them. And those guys are anywhere between 52 and 70 years old. So millennials view their pets as humans. Their dogs are their brothers and sisters. It's their partner if they own a dog. 76% are more likely to splurge on their dogs than themselves, so they think really highly of their pets. For millennials, brand perception is really important. So it's not so much that they know your brand exists or your store exists, but it's that they trust your brand. You want them to think of your brand as someone they can come to if they have a question, or that you're always going to be doing the right thing by them. These are also, they're pre-shoppers, so millennials like to look before they come into the store. They'll look on their phone and compare prices, look on reviews, so it's really important to have great online reviews and make sure that your prices are very competitive. These are the loyal customers in the future, so it's going to be really important for us to learn what makes them wag. Second customer group would be the baby boomers. So these are America's second largest generation. An interesting thing about them is, as of 2017, they control 70% of the country's disposable income. So these are the people who are replacing their millennial kids with dogs. And really lucky for those dogs, their parents have done really well and are financially well off to buy them luxury treats and toys and all sorts of services and really spoil their pets. So through my research on the industry, I came up with a couple of recommendations for Dirty Dogs and my business to kind of capitalize on these coming generations and the current generation of boomers and help us succeed in the future. So the first one is get to know our customers. We know it's a fairly small business, so we know our customers really well as far as, hey, how's Charlie doing, all that sort of stuff. But what I mean by this is collecting data on them, so their age, gender, how many dogs they have, things like that, and then categorizing them and finding out who our ideal customer is, and then focusing our marketing efforts towards them. So if our ideal customer is a 50-year-old person, we probably shouldn't be spending a bunch of time developing a Snapchat account or hammering Instagram ads, things like that. We may want to go towards more traditional marketing things that are going to work on those people. The other thing is going to be to adapt our marketing for different generations. So kind of like I just touched on, for the millennials, we're going to want to offer online coupons through various outlets. So when they are doing that pre-shopping, that our name comes up and we can encourage them to come into the store before they really know anything about us. We're going to want to engage them with substantial social media content. So again, it's not really about getting our name to those people. It's about getting them to trust our brand. So putting out things that are really important, not just overloading them with content. We need to gain their trust by being authentic. So just sticking to our core values of having sustainable products, healthy things, not just products that are going to make us a high margin. Also to expect a lower average ticket sale. So our goal here is kind of to build this relationship so that when they have money in the future, they're willing to spend it with us and we're the first place they want to come. But right now we shouldn't be too pushy on them, trying to drive sales with those guys because they may not have the money to do that. For the baby boomers, we want to be aware of disposable income and have our staff be aware of that. So these are the people who, when they're in the store, we're going to want to focus on one-on-one selling with them and spending the time to be able to upsell them on different things that they may not have heard of yet. We're going to also want to use educational marketing. So they may not understand the benefits of something like grass-fed beef or a sustainable product. So we're going to want to spend a lot of effort educating them on that in person. And then also using strategic product placement. So since these guys have more money to spend, compulsive items near the register are going to be really important with them, getting those add-on sales up. And then I just want to give a couple thank yous. Thank you to my professor, Erin Thomas. She did an amazing job helping me through this whole thing. And yeah, just thanks for everything. And then also, thank you to my mom, who's in the back. She's kind of a crucial element. She helps me a lot of the times when I'm overwhelmed and have too much stuff going on to even feed myself. She, last time I was working on this log, she brought me dinner and yeah, it's very helpful. And then these are my works cited. The one person also I should thank is Kelsey Oliver, who did the IBIS World Business Report on the pet stores industry. That report was extremely helpful and made a huge difference. Once I found that, it opened up a lot of different outlets. And that is all. Thank you.